Hey guys, it's Drew here from Evexia Wellbeing. Welcome to day 4 of our 5-day nutrition coaching course. I'm super excited for today's video, all about exercise. But firstly, I want to answer a question that we received this morning in regards to yesterday's video. Remember we spoke about the different diets and that they all pull into calorie deficit, and that is how they're effective. Now, we got a question this morning from a client who wrote in saying, so we can eat differently over different days and still achieve the same result and still achieve fat loss. So what that client meant was, one day can we have less fat, and one day can we have less carbs, and one day can we have, can we maybe fast, and can we mix and match things over the days and the weeks and still achieve the same outcome? And the answer is, of course, you can conform to whichever eating method that suits you and your lifestyle on any particular day or any particular week. And if you're still in calorie deficit, you will still achieve fat loss. So a great example of this would be when you're on holidays, for example, or when you're taking time off work, and you're not necessarily in the same eating routine that you've been in normally. Perhaps you're in Italy and you're eating a lot more pasta, or perhaps you're visiting your family and you're eating a lot more food that you wouldn't usually eat. As long as you're in total energy deficit, then fat loss will still occur, because it's not that you're cutting out carbohydrates or that you're cutting out fat that's getting the results. It's because that cutting out carbs or that cutting out fat is contributing to energy deficit, to calorie deficit, that's getting the results. So that's what it's all about. That metabolic rate figure that is yours, hopefully you've figured that out on the calculator, but that figure that is yours, we've got to consume less than that, and that's how fat loss occurs, not necessarily what that figure is made up from. So awesome question. Just wanted to answer that so you guys can get a little bit more perspective, because these questions really do make a big difference to other people's journeys and other people's results. Today's video, day 4, is all about exercise, and a really big question is, how many times per week should I be exercising? Okay, it's an awesome question. I love exercise questions because exercise is a big part of what we do down here, and it's also a big part of my career. So let's answer this question from a couple of different angles. How many times a week should I be exercising? Now, you remember in day 2, we spoke about the different types of exercise. We spoke about strength training, about cardio, about HIIT training, and we spoke about NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, okay? So I think the point that we should start at is exercise versus movement, or NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Exercise, which we define as structured, programmed movement. So that would be, going to a gym class, coming to a personal training session, doing something that's structured, routine, and it's there, set in stone. That's what we call exercise. And NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, is just movement. It's day-to-day stuff. It's the social, walking or cycling or swimming with your friends. It's a social game of tennis. It's moving around more throughout the day. It's going for a walk at lunchtime and enjoying the sunshine. It's getting up off your desk and walking around the office. It's those incidental movements throughout the day that aren't necessarily structured, routine exercise, but they contribute big time to the amount of energy overall that you expend or burn, okay? So to answer the question, how many times per week should we exercise? Well, exercise as a structured form of movement, we say 4 to 5 times per week is around about the money. So 4 to 5 times per week, we should try and do some kind of structured, planned, programmed form of exercise, okay? So this may be gym sessions, classes, your competition soccer or your competition tennis or whatever sport you might do, or a planned, every Tuesday morning at 6 a.m, me and the girls are going to go for a walk, a planned, structured piece of exercise. 4 to 5 times per week. Now, how should we make up that 4 to 5 sessions per week? What should that look like? Remember in video 2, we spoke about strength training and about doing strength training 2 to 3 times per week. So our big recommendation for fat loss, for health, for movement, for feeling better, for moving better, our big recommendation is out of those 4 to 5 sessions, 2 to 3 of them should be strength training. Okay, that's training that's working the muscles. That's your personal training sessions. That's your one-on-one stuff where you're getting individually coached for your body. So 2 to 3 of the 4 to 5 should be made up of strength training. Okay, and then whatever's left, you know, it might be 2 sessions, it might be 3 sessions, whatever's left can be made up from doing those other forms, the cardio and the high intensity interval training, okay? And that might mean, you know, running on the bike, running on the treadmill, or running on the riding the bike, or rowing, or doing a gym class, or something like that, okay? But remember, that is structured, planned, routine, programmed movement, okay? It's not the incidental stuff where you go for a walk randomly on the weekend. It's planned, routine. The intensity is clamped, okay? So 4 to 5 times per week overall, 2 to 3 of those sessions strength training, and whatever's remaining can be the cardio, okay? So that's how many times a week should you exercise. How many times a week should you practice NEAT? We need to be moving as much as we possibly can. Okay, movement has been engineered out of our lives. We're in a period of time now where we're trying to create ways that us as humans can move the least. And that's causing a huge array of problems from, you know, not only metabolic diseases like obesity and diabetes and things like that, but also issues with movement, with joints, with tightness and stiffness and pain, all the way through to more serious conditions such as the cancers and the cardiovascular diseases. The more we move, the more movement our body experiences. Number one, the more energy will burn, therefore the easier weight loss will become. But 2, we dramatically reduce our likelihood of contracting these really awful diseases. So the protocol is to move every day as much as you possibly can, okay? Now, a lot of people say to us, I don't have time to exercise. I haven't got the time, or I haven't got the energy. And that's totally fine, because sometimes that is the case. We just don't have time. So we always have time to move more throughout the day. We all have a lunch break that we can move. We all have that period before work that we can move, or after work that we can move, or in work that we can move. We all have time on the weekend to move. We don't have to sit on the couch. We don't have to be in the car. We don't have to be, you know, lying on the beach. We can move about. And the more we can move, the better. So the recommendation for NEAT, non-exercise, so non-structured, planned, programmed exercise, and just general movement, is as much as possible every single day. Now, if I'm honest, this is going to get you the best long-term results, because this can change, i.e. when you're on holiday, when you're sick, when you're in a stressful period at work, when you move away from your current gym, when your trainer goes on holidays. This is often dependent on situational factors, whereas this isn't. No matter where in the world you are, you can move. If you're on a plane, you can move. You know, there's no situation in which you can't move, okay? So this is what's going to get you long-term results. This is what's going to change your lifestyle habits, and this is what you are going to see make the most impact overall on your results. Reality is, We get out of bed, we sit in the car or sit on the bus, we sit at work all day, we sit at the car or bus getting home, we sit at the dinner table, eat dinner, we sit on the couch, and there's no movement in that day. So the more we can move, the better, okay? Really, really important part of long-term results is focusing on NEAT and moving as much as we possibly can throughout the day. This is icing on the cake. This is what's going to make you strong and toned and give you muscular definition and build muscle if that's your goal, get you fitter, really reduce the risk of all those metabolic diseases, and further your results big time because you'll be expending a lot more energy. But this is what's sustainable, maintainable, and always available no matter what your situational factors are. Okay? So the big question, how many times should you exercise? We've got it all there, guys. I hope you got a lot out of this video, and I really hope that this area of interest that nobody speaks about, I really hope that rings true and we can start including more incidental activity into our day. Thank you so much, guys. Day 4, thank you so much for following through to this point. We've got one more day tomorrow, the big hard-hitting topic tomorrow. I'm super excited about it. Don't forget the link below, your free 30-minute one-on-one strategy session in which one of our team will contact you over the phone and talk through your exact scenario and see how we can help you the most, okay? Jump on that if you're struggling, if you've got any further questions, or if you just don't know where to start. Jump on that right now, enter your details, we'll get in contact ASAP. Guys, have a wonderful day. Don't forget, increased needs, 4 to 5 exercise sessions per week is the recommendation. Have a wonderful day, and if you've got any questions, please let us know. See you tomorrow for day 5 of our online nutrition course. Have a wonderful day, guys. See you then.